wanted to make a video, or like a vlog, I guess. I've been homeless for about 3 years, and even before then, as a young adult, I've never fully lived by myself. And just recently, I signed a lease with a housing with the housing authority, and I'm living in like a two room apartment. It has a bedroom and it has a kitchen, and I deal with a lot of mental issues, and I'm fairly awkward. I feel like that I want to start vlogging again and talking a bit. So yeah, I've been learning how to cook recently, or literally just last night. I only knew how to make noodles and or cook them, and make them soft. And yeah, last night I learned how to make the sauce and how to use a recipe to make spaghetti. And I had it, and it was actually pretty good. Yeah, I had a mixture of Worcestershire sauce, sugar, crushed red peppers. Yeah. I don't really know how to talk too well, or I guess socialize. Yeah. Nights are difficult. I can't sleep well. The neighborhood I live in is pretty bad, but the apartment that I live in is new and is safe. But anywhere I go out, it's very unsafe. Yesterday as well, I went grocery shopping for the first time, and I got like a collection of food, and it's just the responsibility, and the silence this house has that makes me a bit uncomfortable. I'm so used to living in shelters that I'm not used to having my own home. And there's a chance I might not even get to stay because of a technical thing with paying the rent, due to my mental issues. I applied for SSI and I got accepted, and I have a payee. And if you don't know what a payee is somebody who takes and receives your SSI or your income, and they distribute out the money that you're given weekly, or at least the pay that I have does. But their main job is to take care of the rent and the electricity and all of that. And I haven't gotten connected with them for the rent for this place yet. And the day after tomorrow, I'll, which would be Friday, I might be going back on the street. I'm not sure about the technicalities if I'm allowed to be late for it, 1 month's rent. But they're supposed to be taking care of all the rent and any of that, and then after what's left every month of what the money is given to me, they give once per week, or they divide the money up and give the money up once per week. Once the rent and all the bills and taxes and all the technical stuff is paid, then they divide it. The silence of all of this and the crushing weight of the responsibilities I've been given is kind of scary. Having to be able to make my own food every day, and rely on a lot of the people around me for transportation and for help. It's difficult. I'm relying on a broken laptop right now, sorry. It's like changing perspectives, because I'm so used to being barely on my feet in shelters and being fed food and being independent, and switching over to a place where I have a home that's safe, but it changes priorities from where will I get the next meal to where will I get the next ride for transportation to go grocery shopping, or more complicated stuff like that. I haven't really been an adult in most of my life, and I'm trying to be able to do that. There were days these last couple of weeks where I would just sort of like sit on a bench and stare at rocks for 5 or 6 hours, waiting for time to pass. I've been in a few mental institutions, but only for like a week or two. And I've learned sort of just not do anything at all. Sort of just sit down and not even have a cup of coffee or like a drink or food. Just literally, I would sit down and I would stare at nothing, and my thoughts would be nothing, and it felt like I was getting, I guess, dumber. And then while I was waiting for the housing to go through, since this is recent and new that I have an actual home, it was only a few days ago or 2 or 3 days ago, I guess, where it moved to this. And at least it's something for me to physically do, like being pushed to go out and make a meal for myself and learn how to cook, or being able to, I guess that's really the main thing. I've been working on my comic. I know how to draw a little bit. I have a drawing tablet that I bought, I think about a year ago, and I still have it. This laptop isn't really, is just barely functioning. So, yeah, learning to appreciate the ability to do things, or to exist, or be able to have activities or actions at all, period. I've learned to appreciate a lot more mature things, like the cooking, or like going out and just getting a tea, instead of like the more childish. I don't want to say childish. It just immature. And I guess taking care of my bills, I guess. Being more capable of doing things. I guess my priorities have changed from being able to barely function to being able to function, but only in mature ways. I deal with some pretty severe things mentally, so it's kind of hard to concentrate and talk. I used to have a YouTube channel, or like a Twitter. I don't want to get too far into it, but I ended up growing an audience of around 30K, or at least on Twitter. I think the most amount of subscribers I've had before on YouTube were set like 70, and that was a vlogging channel. But I did manage to get around 30K followers on Twitter, and it felt good. Like I got like a sense of love from my followers and from the audience that I had, from the place, the content that I was showing on Twitter, that I was working on daily. the people in my that deal with the same content as I do on Twitter to make content. I think what makes me a little bit different than most of them is that I poured a lot of love into what I did. Not even it's not even necessarily work, but the feeling and the sense of love given to me pushed me to give more work and more love back to my audience. Don't know why I was going on a bit of a rant there. One of the reasons why I did end up, I think, in the circumstances that I did, a large part could be because I was kind of hooked on the internet, and the work that I did on Twitter. It gave me. I poured a lot of my life into it, and I was blindly sort of hoping one day that I could use it to make a living, but eventually it got to a point where I ended up on the street. Well, not necessarily on the street. I haven't fully gone that far. I've only been in shelters for a few years because I'm kind of scared to be on the street, and I don't want to be anywhere near those kinds of people. I don't want to sound rude, but I don't want to be that far off the rails. I'm so used to being independent and wondering where my next meal, or like what the next thing to do is. I kind of forgot a lot about like my past. I feel like there are a lot of moments where I could have had a psychotic break, but I got lucky and I didn't. I feel like every day is a war, just to function or to talk. And I feel like maybe I should be more grateful of the things I'm given to even be able to own a 2-room apartment that's just like a bedroom and a kitchen. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can upload this. Try to work on more vlogging and more talking. It helps clear the space in my apartment. It gives me something to do. This is I forgot my name. My name is Jason. I don't know what this is. I want to say it's a vlogging episode, and I'm gonna make a vlogging channel on YouTube. This is gonna be the first episode, but I haven't even made a YouTube channel yet. Right now, this is just sort of an exercise for my mental health and to be able to get things out in the open. If this does end up on YouTube, and I do want to try to make something out of this, I know how to video edit and I know how to work some things, and I want to try to I do want to try to make something out of this. Um, yeah, and it's weird having like your own bathroom. And just beyond like the off topic of it, because I'm so used to going into like public showers where it's like softly managed, but a lot of the homeless, the showers, they don't have curtains, and you have to bathe in public. And I just gotta say that's like really, it's a weird feeling to have my own privacy again. So a lot of good and a lot of weird and bad things have happened. I think I'm gonna have some homemade spaghetti for lunch because I ended up overfilling what I cooked, and I have plenty of it still left from yesterday's dinner. And I heard that having like cold spaghetti is actually pretty good tasting. So yeah, um, if this does go on YouTube, be sure to like and or subscribe or just connect with me on my channel. I do eventually want to make let's plays, and I want to like work on the comic. I keep having to work on, and I hope you all have a good day. Yeah.